people are looking for gifts
Yep.
ideas, and this might be a gift idea that you can share with your family. When your family tells you, it's like, hey, you got to tell me what you want for Christmas.
Right.
Yeah, here, send you a link, get
Hmm.
me this.
Yep.
So just ideas under $100 that can help you. My name is Carlos, and I'm here with my co-host David D'Aquin, owner of CoralVue. How are you, Dave?
Oh, doing well today, Carlos. How about you? Looks a little nippy up there.
It is. Well, you know what? It's Christmas time. It's holidays.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
first of all, before we start, everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and happy holidays. I know you're probably going to listen to this podcast before. Hopefully, hey,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about some of our favorite products that are under $100.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's
so
you think about, something that's under $100, and it's not just something somebody's just gonna, throw in back of the closet. We tried to pick
mhm.
some things that we know make our lives easier as hobbyists.
So let's start with the list.
Yeah.
So again, no particular order. We have the IceCap magnetic frag racks.
Yeah.
And the main purpose of this frag racks, for you, if you don't know what it is to secure, adjust, and hold small corals. Corals are like a garden, like
Mhm.
plants, and you can actually trim them and then glue them to something else, just like you grab a piece of plant and then you pot it somewhere else. You got to have a place to hold it within the
Yeah.
tank. So this racks, magnetic racks, you can attach them to the back of the tank and put your little trimmings of corals. And it comes in handy if you have if your significant other is a big coral frag, like aficionado. These are they come in handy all the time.
I like them too for just acclimation. You purchase frags at a show. You want to acclimate them for a little bit after that. You dip them, you put them on a frag rack. I think it's just something. No matter how many you have, you can always use another. Um, Over time, they get lost or thrown to the side, but it's a useful tool in the hobby.
What I like about them also is that they're magnetic.
Yeah.
The suction cups are usually probably a little more inexpensive, but once you've used them a couple times, especially with the lights that we have and the UV,
Yep.
the suction gets hardened and then it just
Mhm.
doesn't work. And the last thing you want is to have your very priced tiny little coral frags and then they
They
fall
fall.
off and then they die. They take months to grow, but they only take a couple hours to die.
No, that's a great point, Carlos. The
Yes, yes.
magnetic versus the suction cup, and wow, what a difference! Man, I don't even think I would take a shot on a suction just for that reason anymore.
Yeah, so it makes them a great gift. And if somebody, like I said, if somebody that keeps corals in your family, they'll use it. They'll definitely use it.
Hmm.
All right, so moving on to the next one, we
Yep.
have the IceCap Magnetic Aquarium Test Kit Mixer.
Yeah, this
And
is this is a big one for me.
yeah, I remember years ago when we got them, and I think Jeremy Reichel and I were looking at them,
Mhm.
and I personally, I'm gonna be transparent. I looked at them and I'm like, I'm not paying for this. I can do this by hand. I've been doing
Yep.
it by hand, and then we did it once, and we're like, oh my god, I
Yeah,
am never doing
ever
this by
gone.
hand again.
Yeah, I think
So
this is a killer gift idea for any reefer, anyone. It's just like it's such a useful tool. You don't have to sit there and do all of this and looking. You put it in a little beaker and a little pill stirrer, and boom.
And the thing about it is that I want to be clear. It's not even any reefer, any aquarium enthusiast, whether
You're
you
right.
have fresh water, whether
Yep.
you have salt water, because it doesn't matter. All it is it's a little magnetic container with a beaker. And then instead of you dropping the color reagent into the water and shaking it and
Yeah.
slowly, all you do is turn it on and drop with one hand. It's like chemistry back in high school, but a lot more fun and a hell of a lot easier,
Yeah.
you know?
This is just something I think that just makes your life easier. It's
Yeah.
all about the quality of life in this.
It's one of those that you didn't know you needed it
Yep.
until you tried it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
That's
then
it.
you don't want to go without. So
Yes,
I-
yes, exactly.
put a smile
So,
on any reefer's face or
eh,
Aquarius rather this holiday season with that.
Yeah, and it'll be out in the out in where they use it all the time. It's not going to be in the back of the
Hmm.
closet like you said. All right, so if you like what you hear, if you like what you see, subscribe, hit the bell, subscribe. It helps us out.
Yeah.
All right, next one I have Fauna Marine balling light set.
Yep.
And this one is it's a little more technical, I think, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to providing your corals, your fish, your tank with the necessary elements. Just like we
Right.
take supplements, just like we take magnesium or calcium as you get older, you take all those things. Corals need that. It's food. So having the calcium and magnesium and alkalinity available for them to use to intake is great. And this is something that your spouse, your partner, whoever uses the aquarium, they're constantly 24/7 every single day dosing this. And it's
Yeah.
kind of like you have to keep have to keep replenishing it. So giving this as a gift, it's a great gift.
Yeah, once the hobbyist is ready to step up their game into keeping corals, and they're going to need this, and this is a really nice kit. The way it comes, and you can see it on our website. But I think it's something they're going to use. They're going to have it.
Yes. Yes, and they'll use it. I mean,
Yep.
trust me. As we say, they'll burn through it,
Right.
because you're going to need it no matter
Yep.
what. You need it. All right, next one we have is the IceCap Bio-media.
Yeah. I use it. It's the purpose of it is colonizing bacteria, beneficial bacteria in the aquariums. And this biomedia has little tiny um, pores in it where this bacteria can thrive and feed inside. And that's the purpose of this. And every person that has an aquarium, um, even if it's long established, can still benefit by adding this biomedia.
Again, fresh water, salt water,
Yep.
doesn't matter. You need biomedia.
Yep.
Bacteria grows whether it is. The great thing about the biomedia that I like is that it's not baked, so it
Mhm.
doesn't fall apart.
Yeah.
You've heard your significant others and all that where they're like, I like to keep my sump clean. Everything
Mhm.
it's all about cleanness. And sometimes when you add this biomedia, especially when it's not so good, it falls apart and it creates this dust and it makes everything dirty. The
Yes.
biomedia that we have is not made from that material. It will not fall apart, so it'll be the same years and years to go.
One other thing you may want to check out in the gift department with this is the rack that we offer with it. So it comes with a nice little rack that you can store the balls on, and keep them
Yes.
nice and arranged that way.
And then everybody that likes things neat. I mean, it's like I have 2 pounds of those biomedias,
Hmm.
but I have them on those racks, so
Racks.
it's not just thrown.
Right.
It's into the sump. They're kind of nicely in order and they're great.
Yeah.
So I agree. I like that a lot. It's not very exciting, but it's something that everybody else. It's
Everybody
essential.
is
It's essential.
essential. Exactly. No
Essential,
doubt.
especially nowadays where people is less is more. You are not putting as much live rock into our tanks. You
Right.
need to be able to still grow that bacteria somewhere.
Yeah. Good point.
Okay, let's keep going in here. Another one that I like is the Dymax Slim Flow Filter.
Yeah, this is an interesting one, Carlos. Especially with a lot of these nano tank setups now, and having some type of mechanical filtration.
Hmm.
Some people may be just getting into this, and they get a little aquarium for Christmas already. They're gonna need a little filter, and this is one that we really sell a ton of these.
Yes, whether you have a beta fish, whether you
Mhm.
have a shrimp tank,
Yeah.
whether you have a clownfish tank or seahorses, this little guy works fantastic.
Even a
It's a
quarantine tank,
Yeah.
Carlos, is a good
Mhm.
filter to have.
All right, so let's keep going in here. So Black Friday just happened,
Yeah.
and if I remember, I loaded up on Hydros devices when it was Black Friday because it was on
Right.
sale. We don't do sales that much. So,
Right.
but the thing about the Hydros devices now I have a bunch of sense boards and drive boards open,
Yeah, what am I
and
gonna do with them all?
and I'm itching to put stuff
Right,
on them.
right.
So I figured we put hydros accessories and safeguards into one of the categories here.
You know, somebody was like, "Hey, I'm gonna, pick this up during Black Friday," and your significant other relative now needs some accessories to go with that hydros that he just purchased. So this is a great gift idea, I think. Hitting under that $100 price point. So there's a lot of options there.
Exactly. You're talking about leak detectors.
Yeah.
So the significant other that is, probably in the background doing stuff while
Mhm.
I'm listening to this podcast. It's like for you, if you want leak detectors so it doesn't mess up your
Yeah.
floors, that's a good one. I sometimes I know the temperature sensor, TDS meters, as well as water level sensors. It's amazing how many people think that you can get away with one water level sensor.
Mhm.
I'll be okay. And it's no, I mean, sometimes you need 3 or 4. It's just
Right.
amazing what you need.
Yep.
All right. So that would be things that the little upgrades, the little things that your significant other will appreciate when they open up their gift.
Right.
All right. So let's move on to the IceCap mobile phone stackable filter lens kit.
This is a cool little gift idea, Carlos. Especially for
I
the
like it.
the coral nerd you have, and
Hmm.
it's just something fun to be able to break out and see your corals, the way they should look. Sometimes with our cameras, it looks so blue when you'll take pictures. It's not really a accurate representation.
Yeah, LED lighting, which is mostly what we have in
Mhm.
our tanks. Uh, Phones, they have a hard time kind of white balancing that, and
Yeah.
like you said, the pictures will look really blue, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute, I just took a picture. This does not look like anything I have.
Right.
It's an orange filter that removes kind of that blue, and it brings back the picture to what it looks like to the human eye, and that it's a great gift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're someone that wants to share photos of your corals, or maybe you're selling or buying coral, you want to see what it actually looks like, not just this blue wash. You want to
Exactly.
see what the colors really look like. This is your way to capture that in a picture.
Yes. Yes. When sometimes they say if it's not on Facebook or it's not on social media, it really didn't happen.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so this is a great way to make it happen.
Mhm.
All right. Moving on. We have the IceCap Salinity and Temperature Digital Pocket Tester.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is a great tool. Everybody needs to know temperature.
Hmm.
And if you're doing salt water, you want to know your salinity. And you're
Yes.
mixing up new salt batches, you need to be able to get a quick check on salinity as you raise the salt level in your mixing container. This is just such a easy and convenient tool.
Absolutely. Even if you just want to match it, you grab this little pen and just
Mhm.
dip the tip into your aquarium, look at the reading, and then you
Yeah,
go to your new water and okay, it's the same. Okay, we're
yeah.
good to go. We're good to
And
go.
you want to use
Temperature.
that temperature to make sure you're
Hmm.
mixing, bringing it up at a certain temperature instead of the
Yeah.
water being too cold.
Yeah, you don't want to shock your corals
Yep.
by making it too hot or too cold. The
Mhm.
closest to salinity and the closest to temperature, the better. So
Now we know
it's a
most people probably have these things, in the tank itself, but it's good to have something as a backup, I think, Carlos. And
yeah,
this
to
is
double
just,
check.
yep, have
To
a
double check.
backup to the backup is my one of my key sayings.
I mean, whether you're keeping an aquarium, whether it's a freshwater tank, planted tank, whether it's a fish only tank
Mhm.
or a reef tank, it's all about stability.
Yeah,
It's all about stability, and having this little gadget that is not that expensive to make the same temperature and the same salinity, it makes a world of difference to your fish.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So now we have the Abyzz magic powder.
Magic. It's magic.
It's magic. Yes. I use this all the time. I
Mhm.
wish I did it more often than I do, but this is something, again, this is
If
something that
if you're in the aquarium hobby for any length of time, you know you're gonna have to clean pumps at some point.
yes.
And why not make your life easier? This stuff does it, and it's magic. I don't know how they do it, but you
Yeah.
mix it, you take take your pumps out, mix this up, and let your pumps soak in it,
Mhm.
and it's basically getting them clean.
Yeah, and I know, people's, you can use water, but the thing about it is the calcium. There's calcium buildup on the pumps,
Yeah,
whether it's aquarium, fresh water, or anything. There's always calcium buildup, and that just doesn't come up with just water. And you don't
yeah.
want to use soap because you don't want to introduce soap back into the tank. Some
Then
people use vinegar.
vinegar, yeah, it's very acidic, and
Yeah, it.
sometimes that can cause damage to certain, manufacturers. Pumps cannot handle that acidic environment like that.
Yeah. Usually the pump itself can handle it, but the
Yeah,
power cable
where
may
the
not.
cable mate, especially where it mates to the actual body of the pump.
Yes. Yes, exactly. So you don't want to deal with that,
Yeah,
electricity and water don't mix. So you got to make sure that everything is safe. So I would steer away from vinegar.
yeah.
And the Abyzz magic powder, it works wonders.
It
Yes.
does. So,
Yeah.
like I said, these are it's just gift ideas that we think every hobbyist could use. It's not something, oh, that's nice and it gets thrown. I believe, we tried to have this list of really things that people could use.
Plus, it's a great subtle way of telling somebody, "Hey, clean up those pumps, buddy."
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's time to get busy boy, cleaning that tank.
Yes, exactly. Clean this
Yeah,
thing, man. It's all
yeah,
dirty right there. I don't like seeing that.
yeah,
Well, so that kind of brings back to the end of the our list.
yeah,
It's 10. It was 9 items. I think it was just a top list of items that are under $100.
yeah.
Easy. You can go to the store. You can go to your local store and purchase them. You can purchase them online at your favorite online retailer. Uh, you don't need to spend a lot of money, especially in this hobby.
Mm,
Sometimes it feels
yeah.
like everything you spend is so much money. So this can give you some meaningful improvements to your tank. It could mean a lot to somebody that you took the time to find out all these little things that don't really, most people outside of the hobby don't know. And then to give this to somebody, I think they'll be very happy with it.
Yeah, I wanted to do this video, Carlos. I think, look, this is an expensive hobby. And people would still like to be able to give some gifts, at this time of year and not break the bank, so to speak. Or so,
Yeah.
it's just some ideas that are useful to that hobbyist. So that's what we
And
wanted to do.
yeah, and all of these gifts are things that people will actually use
Yep.
on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought about really, these are things we use, and I think any hobbyist would like to have.
Yeah, most of those things you and I have on our cabinets,
Mhm. Yep.
and they're there every day, and I use them often.
Yep.
So thank you again for watching. If you're watching on YouTube or listening through Spotify, we appreciate. If this is your first time listening, then please subscribe. As I mentioned before, we often have guests, and our shows are a little more on the educational, even though we go in a tangent and or veer off a little bit, but most of them are educational. And having subscribers allows us to go to those special guests and kind of make it more attractive for them to come
Yeah, it's worth their
and talk to
time.
us. Exactly. Exactly. So thank you again for watching. Dave, happy holidays,
Yeah,
man.
happy holidays. Merry
Ha-
Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas to everybody, and we'll see you next year.